currently doing Canto 3 Part 2 Chapter 26 from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we had ended yesterday at verse 50. I will do a small recap of verse 50. This is the fundamental principles of material nature. It is a way in which the nature came about, the whole universe came about, everything in it and outside of it also got created. So what exactly happened? We are going to understand that. It is not just our small world that we are living in. We are talking about the entire creation. It could be galaxies after galaxies. So it is the same formula that is used everywhere. So when we look at the whole universe and what is inside our own earth as well as the air and everything else, it's a part and parcel of the creative energy. So we are going to learn about this. So in this verse 50 he says, when everything was unmixed, when it is in individual elemental state, the Lord, who is the origin of creation, everything comes from this one source which we call as the Lord. And it comes with what? It comes with factors like time, work, qualities, or the modes of material nature. All these elements came into this whole place. That is, we say, within the bounds of the Lord, within his body. With the total material energy, it got divided into 7 divisions. So there were 7 divisions which it got divided into, and today we are going to learn about these divisions. Today we are also going to learn about a subject which is going to be a little shocking to all of y'all, because we are going to learn about how God was created. Doesn't that shock a person? If I have to say how God was created, then that means God is not original. So this scripture is going to teach us all about this. Alright? So now let us move on to the next verse. We will really come to an understanding where this subject matter is going to get shaken up. Alright? Now, I know people will be skeptical about this subject, but let us try to become very, balanced in our approach and understand this subject. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Part 2, Chapter 26, Fundamental Principles of the Material Nature, from verse 51 onwards. From the 7 principles, roused into activity and united by the presence of the Lord, an unintelligent egg arose from which appeared the celebrated cosmic being. Yeah, this is very interesting. The Supreme Lord, as we say, does he have a name? No. Actually, in all the religions in the world, the Supreme Lord doesn't have a name. We can call him by whatever we want to. So those who are Krishna Bhakta will call him Krishna. Those who are Shiva Bhakta will call him Shiva. Those who are people, believers of the Brahma, they will call him the unmanifest. They will call him the Brahma. Some of them will call him by some name. Like in other religions, he is named by different things. Like in somewhere he is called the Father in heaven. In some other place, he is called Allah. All kinds of names are there. We don't know the name. We can call him by some name. Because this is a Vaishnava scripture and this is a scripture of the devotional path, so we call him Sri Krishna. That's it. So when it was happening from the original source, which we say as Sri Krishna, 7 principles came into the picture. Now these 7 principles we have just now studied in the last 2 days, 3 days time. I'm not going to repeat them. I'm sure you know that. From the ego of tamas something came out, from the ego of rajas something came out, from the ego of sattva something came out. We did this. So if you want to know more about it, you can go and refer to the previous satsangs. Now, these 7 principles came out and they got mixed around. And they were united in presence of the Lord. So the Lord is the presiding deity over there. In front of him, these 7 principles got mixed around. And because of its mixing, a strange thing happened over there. This strange thing is called the creation of the egg. So in this womb-like structure, which we call as the Hiranyagarbha, the egg was formed. An egg is a place where the different things can come about, the living creatures. For a human being, we also have an egg. Then it gets fertilized and all. Even in a chicken there is an egg, isn't it? So in the similar manner, in this entire creation, an egg was created. And it was very unintelligent. Why is it unintelligent? Because it is placid. Nothing seems to be seen outside or something is happening. Now, from that egg, a new cosmic being is going to come about. Who is going to come about from that egg? A cosmic being, a God Almighty is going to come about. A God is going to manifest within. It is the Viraat Swarupa. He is getting created inside. The universal egg, or the universe in the shape of an egg, is called the manifestation of the material energy. Its layer of water, air, fire, sky, ego, Mahatattva increases in thickness one after another. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous one. And the final outside layer is covered by Pradhana. Within this egg is the universal form of Lord Hari, of whose body the 14 planetary systems are a part of it. So now we are describing the egg. So from this, the first portion of what we discussed, from that came an egg. Now understand, the egg has a shape, isn't it? If I take an egg, does an egg have a shape? Naturally, it has a shape. So if I take an object, it has a shape. Now this shape that is there, it has outside as well as inside, correct? So any object that you take has an outside and an inside. The outside is called Pradhana. We had already discussed Pradhana in the past. The Pradhana is outside the egg. But how can anything be outside the Divine Lord? Correct? It is not. So the Divine Lord, that whom we say as Sri Krishna, like I explained a few moments ago, the Pradhana is outside the egg which is within that being. So within that Krishna being, there is a layer outside which is called the Pradhana. Now let us go inside the egg and see what is inside the egg. Inside the egg are the 7 elemental things. Fire, water, air and all those kind of things. There is also the Mahatattva, the basic thing from which everything has come out. And when all these things, including the ego, remember the ego came out? Including the ego, that I am, I exist, I am very much there, that ego which is there, when that got together, it started becoming thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. Each layer is 10 times thicker than the previous one. And the final outside layer is covered by pradhana. The final layer outside the egg is the pradhana. Within this egg, within that egg is the universal form of the Lord. So before the egg came, was the Lord there? No. Now when the Lord is coming within the egg, what do you say to that? You don't say that he is born in the egg, you say he manifested. This word you have to remember. The Lord is manifesting himself within the egg. So Krishna, the entire being, the divine Lord, Father in heaven or whatever you want to call him, he is manifesting himself into that egg. Got it? Now, how does he manifest is a very beautiful story. Now, when he manifests, he is called Lord Hari. And his body, the body within this egg, the Hari, has got 14 planetary systems. These are the parts from which he is come out. The Lord, the Viraat Purusha, situated himself in the golden egg, which was lying on the water. And he divided it into many departments. Now, this is something which most of the Hindus forget. You know, those who follow this religion, they forget these words. The Lord is having this entire body of his, which is consisting of 14 different things, 14 worlds, in his being, When he lies down on this water, he creates divisions within his body. What does he do? He creates divisions within his body. You also, I want you to think of yourself. I want you to go inside the womb of your mother and think about your own being. This is a meditative practice. When you go inside the womb and you think about your own self, how did you manifest? Ask yourself this question. How did you come about? First, the elements came into the picture. You entered the elements. And the elements started dividing into various different categories. And it created a being. This being is floating in the waters inside. Inside the womb, you are literally afloat. And when you are floating inside, everything within you becomes a different part, isn't it? Earlier you were just one cell. From one cell you became 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. Like that you started dividing yourself, and then each cell took a form which is different. Some became the heart, some became the legs, some became the brain, some became the hands. Every cell which is going in one different direction became something. So this is what is said, divided into many departments. First, all the mouth appeared to him. And then forth came the organ of speech. And with it the god of fire. The deity who presides over that organ. Then a pair of nostrils appeared, and in them appeared the olfactory sense, as well as prana, the vital air. So now do you see the sequence in which everything is getting created? First the mouth came, that is the organ came first. As a baby, I told you to visualize this. When as a baby, did the organ come first or no? You never started chomping away first, did you? First came the organ. Without the organ, how can the other things come about? So the God comes later. God means the presiding deity in that object. So if the I came first, then the vision came next. From the vision, the deity came next. Simple explanation would be, if I take an object like a camera, if there is no camera, how do I shoot pictures? So first the camera came into the picture, correct or wrong? The camera is the physical being, the physical body of the camera came into the picture, right? After the physical camera came into the picture, the parts got put together, isn't it? Everything got put together. Then we have to introduce the software within it so that it can take pictures. So the software got introduced within it. And then we have to start using it. So using it for the purpose of photography is the job of God. So the God inside, God means what? The presiding deity who is running the show. So if I have the I, the vision, the God of vision is going to be different. He is the presiding person. He runs that place. See, even if there is a nuclear bomb, there is a mechanism, but you need somebody to give the permission for that thing to be dropped, isn't it? The president or whoever is important over there. So he is called the presiding deity. That is why he is called the president, isn't it? One who is the presiding person over there. So the presiding person is the one who charges everything, who says, okay, now is the time to do. So the mouth appeared first, and then the organ of speech came, and the speech is ruled by the god of fire, who is the presiding deity. Then the nose came, and the olfactory senses came, smell, sense of smell came. And the god who is supposed to be the presiding deity of that is called prana. Prana is the vital air that came about. In the wake of the olfactory senses came the wind god. There are two functions which happens with the nose, isn't it? There are two functions which happens with the tongue, mouth, isn't it? The tongue is meant for the purpose of digestion, and the tongue is also meant for the purpose of speech. The nose is meant for the purpose of smelling, and the nose is meant for the purpose of breathing also. Isn't it true? So the two senses are there, two types. So here also it is same thing mentioned. The prana is ruled by the god. This god who is running this prana is called the wind god. Wind. Vayu. We call him Vayu Devta. Who presides over this sense? Thereafter a pair of eyes appeared in the universal form, and in them the sense of sight. In the wake of the sense came the sun god who presides on it. Next there appeared to him a pair of ears, and in the auditory sense and the wake of the Dig Devtas or the deities who preside over the directions. So first we have discussed about the mouth and the nose, and now we are going towards the eyes, and when the pair of eyes appeared, the sense of sight came, and this is ruled by light. And light is the function of sun god, isn't it? So that happened, and then we go to the next one, which is called the pair of ears. The ears are having auditory functionality, isn't it? Listening. And this auditory function is ruled by the god who is called the Dig Devta. And this is the Devta of directions. So the sound can come in right, left, top, bottom, front, back, whichever direction. So there are 10 directions from where the sound can come. So the sound is the functionality of the directions. Right, now we move to the next. Then the universal form of the Lord, the Viraat Purusha, manifested. His skin thereupon, the hair, moustache and beard appeared. All these and all the herbs and the drugs became manifested, and his genitals also appeared. So here you will find that the creation of the Viraat Swarupa is happening. He is getting into the act. So first eyes, ears, nose, all this came about, and then later on his entire body. Everything was manifested within the Hiranyagarbha, in that egg. So he is getting manifested. Got the point? So he got hairs on his body and moustache and beard, and all these became herbs and drugs. They are nothing but herbs and drugs. So they are basically a part of the human, a part of this creation. After this semen, the faculty of procreation and the God who presides over the water appeared. Next appeared the anus and then the organs of defecation, and thereupon the God of death who is feared throughout the universe. So all these gods came about. So the hands appeared, the legs appeared, the genitals appeared, the evacuation organ appeared, and there is a presiding deity of the evacuation organ who is responsible for a very important thing in the life of every human being, death. Thereafter, the two hands of the universal form of the Lord became manifested, the power of grasping and dropping things, and after that the Lord Indra appeared. Next, the legs became manifested, and with them the power of movement, and after that Lord Vishnu appeared. So these are the presiding deities. When the hands came into the picture, Indra Dev is the god connected to it, and when the legs appeared, the god which is connected to it is called Vishnu. The veins of the universal body became manifested, and thereafter the red blood corpuscles or blood, in their wake came the rivers, the deities presiding over the veins, and that appeared in the abdomen. So then inside the body there are different things that are getting done. So you will find that there are these blood vessels moving in top, bottom. The veins and the arteries are there. So there is a presiding God who is connected to it. So next grew feelings of hunger and thirst, and in their wake came the manifestation of the oceans. Then a heart became manifest, and in the wake of the heart the mind appeared. So the heart came, and then different types of objects started coming. So the oceans manifested, and the heart became manifest, and the wake of the heart the mind appeared. Here is the first time when you are getting an idea in the scripture which is not endorsed by science. Very funny, isn't it? The heart has the mind, not the brain. You know the reason why heart has the mind? The mind center is not in the brain. Brain is only the organ which is responsible for what we say as a CPU, Central Processing Unit. That is the brain. Whereas the manas, the mind stuff, is the base of it is in the heart, not in the brain. And the mind is distributed from top to bottom. The center portion is the heart. And that is why when we do like this, when people say, I am thinking in the mind, I like to thank you from my heart. Okay? The heart is the place where the mind comes into the picture. In the wake of the heart, the mind appeared. After the mind, the moon appeared, intelligence appeared. Next, after intelligence, Lord Brahma appeared. Then the false ego appeared, and then Lord Shiva. And after the appearance of Lord Shiva came consciousness and the deity presiding over the consciousness. Now here is a very big twist in our story. The brain appears next. Before the appearance of the brain, the moon god appears. What is the moon god? Moon god is the nervous system, the nerves inside, which are carrying information to the upper edges of our body, which is called the brain. So the nerves, the two types of nerves, that is one on this side and one on this side. Okay. And then we have the central nervous system in the middle. The Ida, the Pingala and the Sushumna Nadi came into the picture. Now it has a terminal point. The terminal point is in the brain. Okay. And the brain appeared. Alright. Now here what is happening is, because the brain appeared, Brahmaji, who is the creative one over here, he took charge and the false ego appeared. What happened? I know what I am thinking. I know everything came into the picture. Because if the brain appears, which is the seat of intelligence is the brain. The seat of intelligence is the brain, so it appeared in the upper regions of the body. We call it the brain. And the presiding deity of it is a very strange person again. This God who is the presiding deity is called by the name Shiva. So then Lord Shiva appeared. After the appearance of Lord Shiva. So Brahma is there, Hari is there, Vishnu is there, and Shiva is there. Till that time, consciousness was not there. Now the most important tool called the consciousness appears over there. That which says, I exist. I am. Got the point? That is not the I which I am talking about. Every object has life in it. Every object is living. Every object is having something in it to run the whole space. This consciousness appeared, and the presiding deity of the consciousness appeared. So, the presiding deity of the consciousness is the Lord himself, by the way. Krishna himself. Okay. Now, that is the reason why don't these ISKCON people call themselves an International Society of Krishna Consciousness? Krishna Consciousness, right? So when the demigods and the presiding deities of the various senses were thus manifested, they wanted to wake their origin of appearance. But upon failing to do so, they re-entered the body of the Viraat Purusha one after another in order to wake him. Now all these gods who are there, roaming all over the town, remember that. There's a god of a hand, there's a god of a leg, there's a god of a heart, there's a god of eyes. All these gods are roaming around all over the town. There is consciousness that has appeared over there. The God of consciousness is also there. The brain is there. God is there. The Ida and the Pingala, afferent and the efferent realms, that is there. The Sushumna Nadi gods is there. How many gods are there? So they wanted to know a lot of stuff. So they wanted to wake the origin of their appearance. They wanted to know, where the hell did I come from? What happened? All these gods, they were wondering, where did we come from? The gods are confused. Can you see? There is Brahmaji over there, there is Hari over there, there is Shiva over there, there is Indra over there. all these gods which took over as presiding deities of all these things in the form of Virat Swarupa. There is a Virat Swarupa in this big form who is himself manifested. So he got created. Isn't it? Manifestation basically means he came into existence. Before that, was he there? No. Before that, any god was there? No. Are you getting the point? So after this big god got into the picture, which is the Virat Swarupa, in that different gods came into the picture, who are the presiding deities of that place. When they all got together, they wanted to know where we are. So they couldn't find anything. They were very confused. They were going around hither and thither and they had no idea. Then upon failing to do so, they re-entered the body of the Virat Purusha one after another in order to wake him. So what they did was they searched around here and there. They couldn't find anything. So they went to the Virat Swarupa, which is there, the fellow lying over there. Said we should wake him up. He's lying in the ocean of milk in that egg, the egg is there. The god of fire entered his mouth and the organ of speech, but the Virat Purusha could not be aroused. Then the god of wind entered his nostrils and the sense of smell, but still the Virat Purusha cannot be aroused. He refused to awaken. The sun god entered the eyes of the Virat Purusha with the sense of sight, but still the Virat Purusha could not get up. Similarly, predominating deities of the direction entered through his ears and the sense of hearing, but still he did not get up. The predominating deities of the skin, herbs and the seasoning plant entered the skin of the Virat Purusha with the hair of the body, but the cosmic being refused to get up even then. The god predominating over the waters entered the organ of generation with the faculty of procreation, but the Virat Purusha still did not rise. Now each of these gods were searching for where did I come from, where did I come from, where did I come from. They couldn't find the answer, so they have re-entered the body of the Virat Swarupa. So the Virat Purush is lying over there and each of them are trying their level best to wake him up. So each god connected to the eyes wanted to open his eyes so that the sun rises so he can see. He did not wake up. The breath came into the picture, it started breathing, prana, and yet he did not wake up. The eyes opened, the nose opened, the ears opened, the heart started beating, the hand started moving around, the legs started, everything was in action. And yet he did not wake up. Alright? So he could not rise, he could not get up. The god of death entered his anus and the organ of defecation by the Virat Purusha could not be spurred into activity. The god Indra entered the hand with the power of grasping and dropping things, but the Virat Purusha could not get up even then. Lord Vishnu entered the feet with the faculty of locomotion, but the Virat Purusha refused to stand up even then. The rivers entered the blood vessel with the blood and the power of circulation, but the cosmic being could not be made to stir. The ocean entered his abdomen with hunger and thirst, but the cosmic being refused to rise even then. The moon god entered the heart with the mind, but the cosmic being would not be roused. So can you imagine all these gods? They are trying their level best to wake up the Virat Purusha and yet are not able to do so. What does that tell you? It tells us something very strange. Every god is incapable. They cannot rise the divine Lord themselves. They cannot. They are only functionalities. We are going to talk about functionality once this ends. So please understand one thing. The strangest part about all these gods, they are demigods. They are not gods. If you are a god, then you should be able to do so many things. But none of these gods are able to do everything. They can't even wake up a Virat Purusha. Are you understanding this point? Who is Virat Purusha? The one which you are. Didn't I tell you to visualize yourself before birth? Before you came out of your mother's body? That's who you are. So even if there is a heart beating, even if you may be, your activities have started inside the body and yet You can be just coming out, stillborn. Do you get the point? Stillborn. Nothing is going to happen. You cannot have life in you. This is the funny part about life. There are too many things that can happen in this world, and yet nothing is going to happen. The gods can be standing right in front of you. Nothing is going to happen. What can any god do? None of these gods have the power to raise up the consciousness. Are you understanding these words? So not a single god has the ability to wake up your consciousness. So then we have to understand who is this God. Brahma also entered the heart with the intelligence, but even then the cosmic being could not be prevailed upon to get up. Lord Rudra entered his heart and the ego, but even then the cosmic being did not stir. However, when the inner controller, the presiding deity over consciousness, entered the heart with a reason, at that very moment the cosmic being arose from the causal waters. So none of these gods could raise the divine being inside, which is called the Viraat Purusha. Viraat Purusha cannot be woken up unless and until consciousness goes inside him. And the consciousness heart is the place. The place where it is residing is here, not here. You can keep a brain alive, and yet there will be no consciousness anywhere. You can have brain dead people also. Isn't it? Have you seen that there are brain dead people? If brain was the mind and the consciousness, then how is it without the brain the person is working? Are you getting the point or no? There is a brain dead person and yet he can be kept alive. So what is it that keeps alive a person? Is called consciousness. This is the power of the divine one. The Lord, Sri Krishna, is the one who is called the divine consciousness. Please understand this. However, when the inner controller, the deity presiding over the consciousness, entered the heart with a reason. Do you remember me telling you, visualize yourself in the womb of your mother. Your mother can give you every part of your body. Your mother and father are contributing to every part of your body. But if the divine consciousness is not there within you, your parts of the body will be born outside as stillborn. Till the divine consciousness doesn't enter you. Alright? Please remember this. The presiding deity is Sri Krishna himself. And when Sri Krishna, as divine consciousness, appears within you, and it has to appear with a reason. Every child is born for a reason. When are you going to understand that you were born in this world for a reason? And what do you think the reason is? The reason is to eat, drink, sleep, have sex and produce children. Is that the reason you think you are here for? That the animals can also do the same thing. What is the difference between you and them? The divine consciousness appeared with a cause. It has got a very big reason for it to be inside you. I don't know how many people have heard this sentence from me. When people come and ask me, Guruji, why am I over here? Sir, you are here to serve a purpose. You are not here to go and get married, have children, have houses and print money and kind of stupid people are there in this world. They think that, okay, I have have to get educated, then I have to get married, then I have to get settled down. I got to own cars and this and that. I want to build houses. You think that is the reason why the consciousness has appeared inside of you? You must be the biggest fool. I remember way back in time, an idiot came to me and asked me, Guruji, can I have a baby? This is way back in 2001 or 2. I said, what kind of an idiot is this person? Is baby so important to you? And when the baby was born, that person had, increased weight by another 60-70 kilos, had patches all over the body, the skin had blackened completely. This color, my color, it had become. I said, that is the reason why you want to have baby? Sir, you have a reason to be here on this planet Earth. You are not here to print babies, okay? One of the reasons is that. Because you idiots want to continue with your generation, that is why you want to have babies. That is not the reason. There is a divine cause why you are here. And this divine cause is not understood by people. Oh, I am here because I have to earn my living. I have to have a family. I want to build a house. I want to do that is what they think they are there for. It is a very beautiful thing. Enter the heart with the reason. At that very moment, the cosmic being arose from the causal waters. When a man is sleeping, this is verse number 71, and all his material assets, namely the vital energy, the sense of recording knowledge, the sense of working, the mind and the intelligence cannot rouse him. He can be aroused only when the super soul helps him. Therefore, through devotion, detachment and advancement of spiritual knowledge acquired through concentrated devotional service, one should contemplate this super soul as present in the very body, although simultaneously apart from it. The reason why you are here, you are thinking your parents have given birth. That is the biggest stupidity that you are thinking of. I am the daughter, I am the son of the XYZ. That's how you think. I got to pray to my parents that my parents are very important. Sorry boss, parents are nobody. They are just the source. Tomorrow imagine, ChatGPT says my parent is the IBM machine over there. What are you talking about, idiot? No. I can make a software. The software cannot say to the world, I was born in this place. Do you think every time the software will go and pray to them? No. So you are that creation which came about because of some two idiots got together. Your parents. They have only supplied them with that little material. It's because you need this. Got it? So that the egg gets created, and from the egg this great Purusha was born, you. But you will have no power over yourself unless and until, you may have a heart, you may have a brain, you may have everything. But that everything is not going to run if the divine consciousness is not there. And the divine consciousness will come only for a reason. You know what is the reason? The reason is given in the next line. See, a man is sleeping with all the material assets. I want you to think of yourself. You are that man. Man also means woman, okay? You are that person who is constantly sleeping in this material world. With what? With vital energy. Senses for recording knowledge, which is your brain is there, isn't it? Everybody has a brain, no? Yeah, I think 50% of this world is brain dead. That's a different story. The senses are working. Senses are working. The mind and the intelligence is there. But nothing can rouse him. Nothing can wake him up. Nothing in this world can wake you up. Physically and otherwise also. If you are sleeping, you can be dead in your sleep also. You know that, no? If the consciousness doesn't wake you up, you are not going to be alive. So he can be aroused only when the Lord helps him. The super soul, that is the Paramatma, helps him, only then can he wake up. Otherwise not. No scientist on this world can wake a person up. No. Therefore, so there is a reason why you have been put in that body. That reason is you should have the idea of who this God is, to know this God. Therefore, through devotion, detachment and advancement in spiritual knowledge. Devotion means what? You got to have single pointed devotion. You have to be focused only in the devotional aspect of the Lord. The second thing is detachment. You look at yourself. You look at yourself. My house, my wife, my husband, my children, my life, my money, my this thing, my that thing. Constantly that my. There is nothing yours, including your body is not yours. When are you going to understand this? This attachment you seem to have with all the idiots in the world, people around you, that is not going to give you anything. You have to give up this attachment to everything. I have to eat like this only, I have to drink like this only, I have to have children like this only. What is this? What are you doing? So that has to be given up. Detachment has to be in place. And then you have to advance in the knowledge. If you are sitting for the satsang, you are advancing in your knowledge. I want you to think of all your family and relatives out there. If someone who is sitting over here, your mother, your father, your grandfather, all your relatives, your friends, are they over here? Do they even know about divine consciousness? Do they even know about why they are here? They think they are here to smoke, drink, make merry, dance around and do all kinds of things. I am living my life over here. I am in a miserable state. I got diabetes, I got this, I got that. What kind of nonsense people are into? This is what everybody is into. They have no knowledge. Absolutely zero knowledge. And here, the third thing which you got to do is advancement in spiritual knowledge. If you think sitting for my satsang for 1 hour is going to give you advancement, you are mistaken. Spiritual knowledge has to be learnt over a period of time. It takes a long time to study and understand the Lord. It is not like taking a university degree. No degrees. Okay? Acquired through concentrated devotional service. You have to be devoted to the Lord. You should be devoted only to that one divine consciousness, that is Sri Krishna himself, and should contemplate on this Paramatma at present in this very body through simultaneously apart from it. So that thing which is inside of you is that Atma, Jivatma, who is a part of the Paramatma. You have to think, I am a part of that divine. And always think of him with single pointed devotion. If you are a man, your wife is not going to give you devotion and anything like that. You die tomorrow, she is going to run away with another guy. Please remember this. If you are a woman and if you think your man is the only guy in this world, sorry, you die tomorrow, he is going to run after another woman. Who said that? Everybody knows that. Nobody cares a damn. Your parents are alive, when they die, you can keep on doing that. They were least interested in you. If they were interested in you, they would have put you on this devotional path long ago. You know, funnily, Indians who go abroad, I have seen people, they don't even care about telling their children about God. No brains. First and foremost, they don't have brains. And then they have, I was reading about it some 2 days ago. So there is this family who has gone abroad and they have their children and nobody in their house knows anything about any God. They become people of non-denomination, I don't know any God. No, I'm sorry. I'm an atheist. I'm an agnostic. Sir, nobody taught you that you are alive because of this Lord, Paramatma. This knowledge they don't have. They are real brainless people. And this Atma is the one that we are supposed to know. So we have come to the end of this chapter, fundamental principles of material nature, and we will stop over here for today.